You have a Democrat media that has called a Republican president a tyrant, a dictator, said it would be the end of the United States of America as we know it, said he would make us a laughing stock on the global stage. And those are exact quotes, actually, of what they said about Abraham Lincoln. Saw the Lincoln hat, you might have wanted me to remember that. Those were words that the Democrat-led media said about the first ever Republican president before he was shot and assassinated in 1865. So think about that in the moment that we live in today. We came within, I mean, Lincoln actually spoke at this convention. It was at a Republican convention. It was at a state convention, Republican state convention, I think in 1858, when he said, "A house divided cannot stand." That was on the eve of a nation that was on the brink of civil war.
That's right.
I think we came within a hair's breadth of a second civil war in this country, and we avoided it.
Yes.
And I think it's because God intervened. And I believe that he has given us a chance to answer his call.
Amen.
Hello. Yes, God. It's Amania here. Yes, the conservative poet. Yes, I am ready to do your work, to do your will, to do your bidding. Yes, Lord. Let's go. The Lord just called, and I'm getting ready to do his work. JD Vance is the guy, the VP pick. But could our boy, Vivek Ramaswamy, be the guy to become the next senator in Ohio? Let's go. Hello, fellow patriots. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Conservative Poet. My name is Amania. Here on the channel, I do political commentary, reactions. I throw some humor, some parody in there to drive home what I call giving you the hammer. And so if that's something that's interesting to you, then you've come to the right place. Stay a while, interact with the video, and I'm going to see you in there right now.
Vivek Ramaswamy, thank you for joining Sky News Australia.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So what do you think about JD Vance as the pick for Vice President?
I think he's an outstanding pick. He is somebody who I've actually personally known for a very long time. We were law school classmates, funny enough, and I've known him on a personal level outside of politics. And one thing I like about him is he's somebody who engages with disagreement in a thoughtful way. And he's also somebody who has lived the American dream. He didn't come from elite backgrounds, but he has succeeded at the highest levels in the country. And that speaks to me personally. My parents came to this country with no money. I've built multi-billion-dollar companies. He has a very similar story. And I hope that gives a lot of inspiration to Americans. And he's also going to help take the America First agenda to the next level, which is something I care a lot about as well.
Why do you think Donald Trump picked JD Vance? So it was a pretty competitive field.
Yeah, I can't speak for what went behind that. It's obviously hot off the press, but I do think he's going to be an excellent vice president, and that would be a pretty good reason to pick somebody.
People who are critics of JD Vance say he's a never-Trumper, that he said some critical things about Donald Trump. What would you say to them?
I would say that actually that could be a unique attribute for him, if you think about it. And making the case to voters who did not vote for Trump in 2016, he could say something similar. You know what? I didn't vote for Trump in 16 either, but here's why I came around. So I think that's actually could be what people frame as a negative, could actually be a very positive attribute. To me, I think he's one of the best fighters we have in the Senate. So the Senate is going to miss him. That may be the only negative, and I mean that as a compliment to him. But he's a great man. He's a good man, good family. We know them well. Our families are close, and we are so proud of them and excited for what's ahead for him.
Seen that, heard that, good. So yeah, JD Vance, Vivek Ramaswamy, college friends, their wives are friends. So yeah, they've been great friends. But my point here is that Vivek Ramaswamy is in good company, or JD Vance is in good company. And so these are two strong, able, capable men. And I think they're going to do great in either role they play. But she talked about in that interview about JD Vance and his history towards Donald Trump and, you know, being against Donald Trump. And Vivek makes a really, really great point of, you know what, who better to bring over the people who are on the fence, like the never Trumpers, right? They're going to say, look, here's a guy who didn't agree 100% with Donald Trump, who was not on the Trump train, right? But here he is. He's made a complete and total, right turn, right? Right turn. And so he is on the Trump train at this point, and he's become an advocate fighter for President Trump. Who better to sort of reach across the aisle to those people and say, hey, it's not so bad over here. Donald Trump is not that bad. So he's that guy to be put in that place, because he was once on the fence about Trump, and now he's become an avid Trumper. And so that is a great position to be in, and that's going to bring those people in who are not, who may not agree with everything that Trump says, who may not like his tweets, but they're going to say, you know what, JD Vance is our guy, and we trust him, and we're okay with this, and we're going to come on board for Trump Vance, for that Trump Vance ticket. Trump Vance. I like it. Trump Vance. Yeah. Trump Vance.
I've heard one of the reasons Donald Trump liked JD Vance is he's known to be a really good debater, and he'd be good against Kamala Harris. How do you think that debate's going to play out?
I think it will be, if it's Kamala Harris, I think that JD will mop the floor, but we will see if it's Kamala Harris or not. JD's thoughtful, and he's somebody who I've engaged in, a lot of thoughtful discussions on even topics where he and I don't entirely agree, but he's pushed me and I've pushed him to think about things in different ways. And that's what we need more of in our country. It's rare in our politics, and I'm rooting for more of that. So I wish him well.
When it comes to this,
cackling Kamala is not going to stand a chance once JD Vance comes out with the punches. So, yeah, she doesn't stand a chance. And Vivek Ramaswamy is right on point to say that he is going to mop the floor with her, sweep the floor with her, slap her around a few times. Yeah. That's how this is going to go down, because Tulsi Gabbard can take down Kamala Harris. But the other side is saying, oh no, Kamala is poised. Kamala is a great debater. Kamala, she's going to get the job done. She's going to finish the job. She'll be the one to take down JD Vance. Yeah. Okay.
All of her speeches for the last 2 weeks.
She's been fantastic.
I thought she was fantastic 4 years ago. Anyone that hasn't watched, I hope that JD Vance today challenges Kamala Harris to 6 debates, because she would wipe the floor with him. She's been for whatever I will stay out of what the Democrats decide to do.
Do you think is going to be the one thing that really decides who wins?
I think it's going to be a hunger for pride, actually. You could say the economy, you could say the border, but I think people are hungry to be proud of this country again. And whichever president is going to make you more proud of being an American, that's what people are hungry for right now more than anything. And I think right now, runaway, without question, hands down decision, that's Donald Trump. So.
And we're all horrified by what happened to Donald Trump, the assassination attempt. Yeah. What are your feelings now, a few days beyond this? That fist bump was iconic, but where does America go to from here?
Well, I think we live in a moment where people are hungry for national unity. I think it was a miracle that Donald Trump was not struck, and we are lucky to be given that chance. Now what are we going to do with it? And my hope is we live in a moment where we can still disagree vehemently with the left's ideology, but without seeing our fellow neighbors as our enemies. And I think we can do both of those things at once. How well we do it will determine how successful we are as a party.
That's Vivek. Seen that, heard that, good. Vivek is absolutely right. Right now in this country, what we need is a strong leader to guide us out of the mess that we have been put in by a very weak leader. Now, we all seen the debate. We all saw how a strong leader and a weak leader are. Right now, what we have to do is to rally behind a strong leader, and we need to find our pride. We've lost our pride because they've given it away to, the alphabet and their pride. But we need to find national pride. I mean, they talk about, when you say national pride, like it's some sort of, nasty word, nasty business. But if you don't love your country, no matter what she's done, no matter what the history, there's a problem. You have to love the soil of where you are. You have to have some sort of pride in self. Because if you don't have pride in self, you don't have pride in country, you don't have pride in where you live, you don't have pride in your community, then you have nothing. Because it's pride that makes us want to have a better community. It's pride that makes us want to have a better country. It's pride that makes us want to be a better us, like to get yourself cleaned up every day, you know, to make up your house, to make up your bed, it's pride to go and clean up the trash from your community. It's pride to say, no, I'm not going to put trash in my community. It's pride that says, I want to preserve our Constitution. It's pride that says, I want to preserve, you know, the founding of this country. It's pride that says, we want to make this country better. And after what happened with this weekend with President Trump nearly being shot to death, it's pride in him. It's that fight, fight, fight in us. We as a country, we have to stand up and fight and have pride in our country, in our community, and in our president. Because if we don't have pride in a president, then the country has no pride. Because if at the top it's failing, then it's going to ricochet to the bottom. And so at the top, we need a strong man. And right now, we've got Donald Trump and JD Vance to advance the MAGA agenda and make America great again. Seen that, heard that, good. Friend, if you enjoyed that segment of the episode, click right here to enjoy the full episode.